Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Equestrian Professionals, Time Management Strategies for Horse Professionals. My name is Elizabeth McMillan, and I'm the editor and founder at equestrianprofessional.com, the horse business site, and I will be the speaker for this evening. I also have on the line Chad Mendel and also Pam Saul. Chad is an expert in social media and internet marketing for horse businesses. And Pam is a QuickBooks Pro expert and has a lot of experience in managing farms. And so I'm really happy to have both of them on the call tonight. But I will be going through some of the time management strategies and tools that we have found that work well in this industry. I think that most of you already know that being in the horse business means wearing a lot of different hats. And one of the hats that most horse professionals have to wear involve management in a variety of areas. And so some of those areas are, as a manager, are things like prioritizing and understanding what role you're playing and what role you need to accomplish in order to achieve your goals, managing horses, their care and their training, managing the financial health of your business, training and supervising employees, overseeing just general operations. And then an incredibly important management task is customer service, making sure your clients are happy. And then one I think that we don't think about as often as we should is our own health, energy, and time, so sort of managing that in a positive way. And it's pretty easy for us to lose some of that and have some of that sort of get lost in the shuffle. So we're going to talk about some ways that hopefully will help you with that tonight. So a place that I like to start is I like to start with some of the questions. I think it's really important to ask yourself questions on a pretty regular basis about your business. And so one of the questions that I think is important to ask when you're thinking about time management is the question, what bites you in the, and I won't say it out loud, but there are certain things that we sort of consistently, a business owner sort of consistently runs into trouble with. And for each of us, it can be something different. For some of us, it can be cash flow. For others of us, it can be that we struggle with finding and hiring or keeping good employees. For some of us, it's getting in, consistently the type of customer you want to work with. So you really want to start with what are some of your biggest challenges so far as what's going on in your business. And another question I like that I think sort of drills that down to even a more clarifying thing is, if you were to do one thing consistently well to improve your business, what would it be? What's that one thing that's missing a little bit? And so as you ask yourself that, a lot of the time we can kind of come down to what are our priorities? What are some of the most important things? And it kind of it brings me to something that Stephen Covey, he's the man who wrote a book called The 8 Habits or 7 Habits of Highly Successful or Highly Effective People. He also wrote a book that I don't know if it was as popular, but I think it was as valuable, if not more valuable, called First Things First. And in that book, he talks about time management. And he talks about the difference of looking at time management in terms of how much you can get done, sort of like a clock, how much you can get done in the hours of the day versus whether you're getting the most important things done. And so that's why I really like to start with asking questions, and whether it's me asking myself questions about what's going on in my business, or me asking people that we're consulting with about questions that are going on in their business and encouraging them to ask themselves questions on a regular basis, it can really help you to zone in on what is the most important thing for you to be doing. And that helps you to then make choices between high-value uses of your time versus low-value. And it kind of brings me to my second point, which is another point that Covey makes in his book, which is that a lot of the time what happens in business is that we are being run by by urgency. So, for example, we get up in the morning, we check our email, and that begins to dictate our day. Or we start our day and we get a phone call from a client, and that changes the direction that we may have been on. So that what we're doing is responding to things that are urgent and important, but we are oftentimes sacrificing the things that may have things like business planning or consistent marketing or taking the time to return a phone call early rather than late, things that would have maybe prevented a lot of the urgency mentality that you end up with if you're in a reaction mode rather than what we would call sort of a responding mode or a proactive mode.